Hi boys and girls, this is Mrs. Rodriguez again. Welcome to week 5 of distance learning. We're going to be looking at the packet that says April 27th through May 1st. Okay, like in the previous packets, I am going to shorten your workload here. So I'll be putting that out in the announcements and the instructions. If we can go down to this page where you have the information for the week. Okay, I'm going to be shortening up every day. Okay, I think there are a total of 10 assignments. So on the first day, which is April 27th, we're only going to do problems 2 and 3. On the second day, you only need to do problems 6 and 7. On the third day, we're going to do 16, 17, and 18. Then on, I'm sorry. We're not going to do anything from here, actually. But we are going to do 17 and 18 from the fourth day. And then on the last day, we're going to do number 21 and 22. Okay, so that gives you a little summary of what to expect for the week. All right, so let's go ahead and move along. We're going to start off with 18.4, wages, salaries, and careers. Okay, it says when considering a job or a career, there are many different things to think about. Okay, what kind of work am I interested in doing? What kind of background and education are required for this career? Are you going to have to go to college? Are you going to have to go to a technical school? Okay, can I pursue this career in an area where I want to live? Does this career offer advancement in this field? What is a typical salary or the income for this career? Okay, so you're going to be looking at, here they give you an example where they compare an accountant, a middle school teacher, and a librarian. So if you look here where it talks about the median salary, okay, the median salary. Okay, the median salary is what they get paid, okay, more or less. All right, so an accountant, you can see, gets paid almost $62,000 a year. A middle school teacher gets paid $52,000 a year, a little less. And if you want to be a librarian, it's almost $55,000. Okay, but if you look at the education required, an accountant, you need a bachelor's degree. A bachelor's degree is typically a 4-year degree of college. Same thing for a teacher. But if you want to be a librarian, you're going to have to go an extra year or so to get some more schooling and education in order to be a librarian. So you do need a bachelor's degree, plus you need to attain more hours to attain a master's degree. Okay, but if we compare these three occupations, the question says, how much will each occupation make in 30 years? Okay, so they're talking about taking each one of the yearly amounts. This is how much they make in 1 year. So if you want to know how much they make in 30 years, you're going to have to multiply it by 30. So if you look here, this is the amount for the accountant is right here. It's $1,850,700. Okay, that's what an accountant would make in 30 years. A teacher, okay, if you take the amount she makes in 1 year and multiply it by 30, okay, you can see that a teacher in 30 years would make about $1,558,800. Okay, and then if you look at the librarian, okay, if they make $54,500 in 1 year and you multiply that by 30, a librarian would make about $1,635,000. Okay, so if you look at the question right below it, it says, what is the difference? Now remember that when the word says difference, that means to subtract between the amount earned by an accountant. So we know the accountant is this one, and the middle school teacher in 30 years. The middle school teacher is this one. Okay, so because it says difference, you're going to subtract the 2. Okay, so when you subtract the 2, if you subtract the 2, you can see down on your paper, that's what they did, and they found that the difference between the 2 was 291,900. Okay, so the accountant will make just a little bit more than that. Okay, all right, so what you're going to do is you're going to do number 2 and number 3. Very similar to what we just did. If you know how much they make in 1 year, multiply it by the number of years that it's asking you for, and then if they're asking you to find out the difference, and you want to subtract. Okay? All right, so going on, if we look at this page, Module 18 Review, okay, this is just a review of last week, okay? So if you take a look at the information there, let me see this. If you take a look at the information there, it's the same thing that we talked about, that I talked about in the video from last week. So you can go back and review that if you'd like. Okay, take a look at this example that they give you here about balancing a check register. Okay, remember, if you are depositing, okay, if you are depositing, you are going to be adding. Okay, if you are withdrawing, you are going to be subtracting. Okay, so if you start with a balance of $140, okay, if you withdraw, which $17.40, this right here, that means you're going to take it away. And when you subtract 140 minus $17.40, you do end up with $122.60. Okay, and so if it's withdrawing, you're just going to subtract it. Okay, if you look at the deposits over here, this is $35.25. Okay, so just pretend there was like a decimal point between those two. Okay, so similar to what we did last week, it's not anything that's new. So I am going to link last week's video as well in the instructions. Okay, and then just remember that paying for college, sources of money, scholarships, grants, loans, work-study programs, gifts, and savings. Okay, things you have to pay for in college. Those are things like tuition. Okay, how much a school is going to charge you to go to school there. Books and fees, room and board, transportation if you have a car, and then any type of personal spending. Okay, so remember that on this one you're going to do number 6 and number 7. Remember that a deposit is to add, writing checks is to subtract. Okay, so 6 and 7, you're going to do those two. And then we're going to skip down to a review. Actually, it's a test. It says 5th reporting period exam. Okay, so I picked only a few just to kind of review stuff that we talked about in the 5th 6 weeks. So if you look at number 16, it talks about a triangle. Remember that in a triangle, okay, see how good your memory is, the sum of the angles equals 180 degrees. Okay, so remember that your angles are the inside corners here. Okay, so you're going to be looking for the missing angle F. Okay, so whatever you get for F, remember F plus 127 plus 33.5 has to equal 180. Okay, so that's just a little review there. If you keep going, you're also going to do number 17, which type of college financial aid must be repaid. So you can go back and look at the video from last week, or just scroll up a few pages and it'll tell you. All right, and then you're going to do number 18, which is similar to the ones we did at the beginning. Okay, so comparing how much a person makes within the 10 years. All right. Then you're going to do number 21, which is median. Remember, the median is the middle number. Okay, so in looking at these, if you have two middle numbers, remember from last week, you're going to have to find what's in the middle of the two numbers in the middle. Okay, so for example, if you have, oops, let me get the pen. And I'm just going to review really quickly. If you have 4 7, 11, and 12. Okay, remember the median, you do this. But if you have two middle numbers, okay, you want to take those two middle numbers. 11 plus 7 is 18. And then you're going to divide it by 2. Okay, so the answer here would be 9. Remember this, what I'm giving you right now is an example. That's not the answer to this problem. Okay, so remember the median is the middle number. All right, so you're going to do number 21 like that, and you're also going to do number 22 like that. Okay, 22 I believe is also a median problem. So you want to put them in order, and then you want to find the number that's in the middle. Okay, all right, so that's it for this week. There's only 10 problems. Like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to go back to the videos that I've put on the YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and link that in the instructions. You can always message me on Google Classroom, or you can text me to the number that I put on the instructions. I hope everyone is staying safe, and thank you.